Let's go over the 7.1 to 7.2 quiz review, and I will try to put some notes over on the side. On your quiz, there will just be like choice A is direct variation, choice B is inverse, choice C is neither, and then it'll have like numbers 1, 2, and 3 just kind of horizontal. So it'll look a little bit different, but it's basically the same. Remember, this is a good thing for your note card. For direct variation, it looks like y equals something times x. So when we're dealing with the equations, we're looking for y equals kx. Inverse looks like y equals k divided by x. So in this first one, I would divide both sides by x. This looks like y equals something divided by x. That is inverse. Number 2 has a plus sign. Neither of these have plus signs, so that one is neither. In the third one, I multiply both sides by 2, and I get y equals 8x. That looks like direct. For the table of values, you want to check for. So for direct variation, you're going to check for your y values divided by your x values to see if you get the same number every time. For inverse, you are going to check x times y and see if you get the same number every time. So I'm going to start by doing y divided by x. Grab my calculator. 5 divided by 3 is 1.67. 9 divided by 4 is 2.25. That's not working, so it's not direct. Now I'm going to try x times y. I don't know where I'm going to write those. Shove it in here somewhere. 3 times 5 is 15. 4 times 9 is 36. Those are not the same, so it must be neither. Number 5, y divided by x. 6 divided by 30 is 0.2. 4 divided by 20 is 0.2. This is looking promising. The next one's 0.2, and the next one's 0.2. So dividing worked. That gave us the same number, which means it is direct variation. I'm guessing number 6 is going to be inverse. In fact, since I've had a neither and a direct, I'm going to check inverse first. So 1.5 times 20 is 30. 2.5 times 12 is 30. This one's 30, and this one's 30. That one is inverse variation. So massive hint, notice in numbers 1 through 3, one of them was direct, one of them was inverse, one of them was neither. In numbers 4 through 6, one of them was direct, one of them was inverse, one of them was neither. All right, number 7, the variables x and y vary inversely. That phrase means y equals k divided by x. Then it tells you y is 3. When x is 5. You would multiply both sides by 5 to get 15 equals k. That is not the answer. You must write an equation relating x and y. You must write y equals 15 divided by x. If you write 3 equals 15 divided by 5, that's a great numerical statement, but it's not an equation relating x and y. That is not going to give you your points. You have to write y equals 15 divided by x. Then it asks, if x is 4, what is y? So then you plug in 4, and you do y equals 15 divided by 4. And I get 3.75. On the quiz, I believe it's split up into part A, part B, so it forces you to write an equation in part A, and then what is the y value in part B. But just keep in mind, you must have this equation written, or you will not receive your points. Number 8, the variable y varies inversely with the square of x. This is k over x squared. It's still an inverse variation, it's just with the square of x. Y is 3 when x is 2. Don't forget that that 2 needs to be squared. So this is a 4 right here. We've got 3 equals k divided by 4. This means k equals 12. You must write an equation for the relationship. You must write y equals 12 divided by x squared. Don't forget that x needs to be squared because it's varying inversely with the square of x. Then find y when x is 5. 12 divided by 5 squared is 0.48. I guess I should write y equals 0.48. Identify the vertical and horizontal asymptote for each function. State the domain and the range. This first type is when there's no x on top. When there's no x on top, that means your horizontal asymptote comes from here. Your vertical asymptote always comes from the bottom. So the vertical asymptote comes from, when does the bottom equal 0? That would be at -5. You might want to add to your note card, your vertical asymptote is always x equals. Your horizontal asymptote is always y equals. In this case, y equals -4. Our domain is directly tied to the vertical asymptote. It's all real numbers except -5, so x can't equal -5. And your range, y can't equal -4. Number 10 is the type that has x on top. So I'm just going to box this up like this. I don't even know what I said, but it has x on top. The vertical asymptote is found the same way as before. When does x minus 3 equal 0? When x is 3. The horizontal asymptote is found by the numbers in front of the x's, the coefficients of the x's. 2 divided by 1 is 2. So your domain, x can't equal 3. Your range, y can't equal 2. The next two will be multiple choice matching, basically. The first one, notice, is a no x on top. So the horizontal asymptote comes from the -2. We're looking for the horizontal asymptote at -2. This is the only one that has the horizontal asymptote at -2. You could then verify that you made the right decision. This one has a vertical asymptote at 4. Notice this one has the vertical asymptote at 4. So B is our correct answer there. Number 12. Ooh, this one's nice. 50-50 shot. Your vertical asymptote comes from when 2x plus 6 equals 0. Subtract 6 on both sides, divide both sides by 2. We get x equals -3. All right, this one has -3. This one is -6, so it's probably going to be B. If you want to verify, your horizontal asymptote should be 4 divided by 2, which is 2. Oh, they both have the same horizontal asymptote, so that doesn't really help us. We are really looking at this vertical asymptote being at -3, so B is our correct choice. And that is it. On your note card, I would definitely make sure you have something about what direct and inverse variation look like for the equations and what to check for the tables. And I would definitely have your vertical asymptote is x equals, your horizontal asymptote is y equals, and then maybe some notes like an example like number 9 and an example like number 10 to help you remember how to find each of those, and then something about how your domain is just x can't equal your vertical asymptote, your range is y can't equal your horizontal asymptote.